In a world where a picture is worth 1,000 likes, what's the true cost of social media on us as photographers? How does it impact us personally? And what's the impact on photography as a whole, as an art form? And without social media, what are the alternatives? Hello there, this is Let's Flip Photography. I'm Dave, and photography has become inextricably linked with social media over the last decade or so. Having the ability to share our images out with a vast number of people at just the click of the button has, of course, become something that all of us photographers want to harness the power of. But alongside all of the benefits that social media can bring to us as photographers, it, of course, has negative connotations as well. On Instagram alone, there are reported 95 million images uploaded every single day. After a quick sum on the phone, that's 35 billion. And 35 billion images per year on Instagram alone. And here we are as photographers trying to stand out in that crowded market. It's nigh on impossible. And yet the inability that many of us have to stand out and to gain traction and to gain a wide audience leaves us almost feeling inadequate. And having so many perfect images on a screen in your hand as you scroll through your feed can leave us feeling like our stuff isn't good enough. We start to get anxiety about our images and about our self-worth as a photographer. And that's just the posting part. Before we even get to posting, social media's impacts our lives in ways that would have seemed completely foreign to us 20 years ago, that we would have put scorn on and said, no, that will never be me. Our daily lives are impacted by the constant need to have a look at what's going on social media. Landscape photographers go out in many respects to go into the wilderness, to explore the natural world, to have an adventure, to take photographs, to enjoy experience. And yet we go out into the landscape and we are linked to our phones. We are filming YouTube videos or shorts or reels on our phones so that we can post and say, hey, look where I was. And we go scrambling to share this perfect moment that we're experiencing rather than actually just living in the moment. Or what do we really gain from it? Are the hearts or the retweets or the likes really worth it? Do they counterbalance the negatives? Does it really make up for those missed moments whilst we post our stuff to sit amongst those 35 billion images? Now, it's always been the case that market value has been derived from supply and demand. If you've got a product in high demand and create scarcity of that product, the value of it goes up. If you've got a product that you've got a lot of, but there is low demand for it, ultimately the price gets lowered in order to try and create some demand for it. And the same is true with art. Now, photography is art, but with all of these images, with all of these photographers that are posting on social media on a daily basis, it has truly oversaturated the market and it has devalued the single image. I mean, we only have to look at the evolution of Instagram to see this happening. Instagram started off with a motto which was to be able to simply post photos quick. And that was Instagram's startup motto. I think the first picture on Instagram was a top-down shot of one of the creators' dogs. Nowadays, Instagram considers that the engagement of a single photo is so low that the single photo is at the bottom of its algorithm's list of things to share. The value of the single image has decreased to such a level that the program that was brought in so you could share a single image no longer recognize a single image as being at all valuable to it. Now, ironically, it's Instagram's popularity with photographers that has led to this decline, because us photographers go on there and post and post and post and post and post, and you can scroll through your feed, and if you follow the right people or the right hashtags, you can see fantastic image after fantastic image after fantastic image after fantastic image, so much so that it has now become the norm to see these things. And we don't consider fantastic images anymore, because they're everyday images. And that in itself is leading to a popularity for digital art as opposed to photography. The staple photograph is no longer seen as an art form, but an everyday task. And so it's no surprise that a single photo just isn't considered remarkable. And before we talk about the alternatives, I think it's important to recognize that social media can also be a really great place. It's a great place to connect. It's a great place to share. There's a lot of people get a lot of good things out of social media, and really recognize the fact that I'm having this conversation with you today through social media, which ultimately is kind of what YouTube is, and he's definitely trying to move more towards a social media model. But there are alternatives, and actually I think the alternatives provide us with something very different, and in many cases a lot better. Sharing your work in the local community actually can have much more advantageous effects for you as a photographer than doing it online. Going out into your local community, going to cafes and restaurants or independent shops and talking to them about displaying your artwork, putting a gallery up, can reap you massive rewards. Sending your images off to the local paper as well, getting printed, to really give you a big pat on the back, gift a local charity some of your images. These are great things, and I'm talking from experience because I've done a lot of these things. There is definitely a feeling of self-worth that is far better than thumbs up, hearts, and funny happy face emojis. And also there are other online platforms. I talked on this channel before about PhotoCrowd, which I think is a great way to get your work out there and to get really good and valuable feedback from a group of people and high-level professionals in that genre as well. Social media is a great place, but it's really about us as photographers harnessing social media to do what we want social media to do for us, rather than social media and the algorithms dictating what we as photographers do for it. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on social media. Is it a positive impact on your photography? Is it a negative? Are you completely indifferent to it? I think this is a conversation we can all get involved in. I've been Dave, and this has been Let's Click Photography. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one pretty soon.